My String of Pearls, episode
13. Yes, here we go. 13.
No,
we're on to 13.
Track. Welcome to anyone who is returning. Hello to any new viewers. We have a lot of new subscribers.
Yes,
so
that's
exciting.
Wonderful. Welcome, everyone.
Thank you so much for finding us and hitting that like and subscribe button. That means the world. And we always love to know how you found us. Is it another podcast? Was it Instagram? Pop a note below. It's really super cool to see how and where
you've discovered us. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess an introduction is good for those who don't know us. My name is Mioka.
My name is Linda.
Linda's my mom.
And Mioka's my daughter.
We're coming to you from the kind of clouded in snowy Okanagan right now.
Mm-hmm. And British Columbia, Canada.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes. And I wanted to say I have a lot of gratitude for you who come and join us each time we have our podcast. Mm-hmm. And it's just a wonderful community to get together and share our knitting and our lives and to get to know you folks too. We watch you on podcasts from time to time as much as we can. And it was just a very, very heartwarming comments and etc. that you've shared with us, and we really appreciate that. So gratitude.
Absolutely, and especially over the past year and a bit, I guess it's almost been a full year with everything happening with COVID and lockdowns and just the uncertainty of what's happening. Mm-hmm. This online community and this connection has just really made me especially not feel so alone, not feel so isolated in terms of it's not just in BC, it's everywhere, it's global, unfortunate, and just how everyone else is responding around the world and all our friends, and how we all return to our knitting for comfort, for connection.
And just peace.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. And so just, this last year, I don't think I could have gotten through it the way that I have without my knitting and without our community.
And for myself, I found that it's a really good slow down time because as I get older, and I'm not old, I find that life just seems to go so fast and everything's just go all the time, and it's productive and what is the word, oriented, so that you just got to achieve. And knitting just slows you down. I like to have that slow down cooking and less eating out, although that's very nice to eat out. And just slow it down and just take life slower and enjoy it. So I've been really enjoying that, and knitting is a big part of that. And
it's just that part of your day that's for you. Mm-hmm. You know, it's only for you, and whether it's 5 minutes or 5 hours, it's your time to slow down, whether you have a podcast on. Sometimes I just turn on some music and sit by the fire. It's really nice. And the days that I don't get even the 5 minutes in, I'm bummed.
Yes,
I'm bummed. Yeah.
I feel like I've missed something.
Yeah, and especially like the one project I'm working on, I had a transition where I was done the sleeves and I had to pick up and do the body. Mm-hmm. And that takes more than 5 minutes to do, right? So you just have to kind of dig the process. Mm-hmm. I don't think I knit for 4 days because I didn't really have anything that I could just pick up and go.
Yes.
And I could have, but I was in between that stage, and I just needed my mental capacity to sit down and really transition it. So I did that yesterday, actually, afternoon. And
you need some different space for that. You need more concentration, especially me, concentration and not too much else going on around you or around me. Mm-hmm. And the other thing is tea and coffee taste better when you're knitting. Don't you think?
Mine gets cold. I forget about it.
Yeah, but it still tastes good. Yeah. It's like, okay, I'm going to knit until my coffee's done, so you can make that coffee stretch as long as you want.
It's so good to have just a project, multiple projects on the go that you can just pick up and go. And I do have that. I just was kind of stuck on where I was on the other one. I wanted to get it done.
I almost feel a little panicked if I don't have something in between. I do. I was like, oh, what should I do? I better get moving on that so I can just have that calm.
Yeah, I get like the symptoms of castanitis.
It's not such a bad disease.
Just the symptoms. I don't know what happened with our light there all of a sudden.
Oh, it flicked.
There we go.
Okay.
It just got kind of greeny. But anyway, welcome. We have a lovely episode for you today. Some of it's going to be a little repeated on my end because of our knit stack roundup and everything, but really excited to have you all here.
Yes.
So shall we?
Let's get going.
You can find us.
Oh, yes. I forgot that part.
You can find us on Ravelry. We have a Ravelry group as My String of Pearls. I'm also on my Ravelry as just my personal account is My String of Pearls. So all of my projects that I'm going to show you today will be listed there. Mom's on Ravelry.
Yes, and I am Elle Pearl.
Yeah, and we're working on getting her updated on most things. Some of it's not quite there yet because of past projects.
Yes.
But if you have any questions, reach out to one of us. We'll definitely be able to help you with that.
Yeah, we'll answer questions for you. No problem.
There is also a Instagram account for us. It's my.stringofpearls. I'm kind of the moderator behind that, so it's my personal stuff popping up, but I try and grab stuff from Mom as well to put over there. And then your Instagram.
I have an Instagram, Linda Pearl Pearls.
Yeah. So find us on all those things. Like, subscribe. No, how is it? Comment,
subscribe.
We just love the interaction on those platforms. It's really, really fun to get to know everybody.
It's very special. Thank you.
Yeah. Should we jump right into knitting, or what have you been up to?
Oh, what have I been up to? Oh, I have been working in my work job, and we've been snowshoeing, my husband and I, and that's very nice. Getting out for walks. We've had snow. We've had a lot of cold weather, so
I think we're finally starting to get some
Yeah.
decent snow in the lower valleys right now in the Okanagan.
We went out to our special Sugar Lake and snowshoed around there, and we just stopped and listened, and there was no sound. It was absolutely amazing. How often do you find that?
I love about winter is how nice and quiet it is. Yeah, we went for just about a 4-kilometer snowshoe yesterday, and it was really, really good. I wanted to go further, but the people that I was with didn't. And so I was invited to go again today with somebody else. But I've been working out quite a bit during the week and stuff, and so I actually really need just an actual rest day to sit and knit, and relax. So,
and I'm going out this afternoon after lunch for
and I declined
with some friends and my husband, and we'll just do a really nice snowshoe and go along the railroad tracks that are no longer in use. So that's good. Yes, and I have been doing some fabric art.
Yes.
You probably don't realize that I'm a fabric artist as well. And I've been making some Valentine's cards, a local art gallery in our area. What is it called? Village Gallery and Gifts. And you can find them on Facebook. They have asked me to make some fabric cards. So I have made quite a few. And this is one here I'll show you. And this is the one that Miyoka picked. Let the music play. And
not necessarily Valentine's for me, but I wanted to frame it and put it on the piano because it was
and it's got some beads on the bottom and little tiny hearts, and it just opens up there, and then my little made by me. And we'll share those pictures right here.
Oh, yeah, because you made a bunch.
I did.
Yeah, and I had to pick through a bunch.
Yes.
There was one other one that had like little hearts on the bottom and stuff.
So. It was really fun.
Yeah.
But it was very creative. And I wanted to mention to you, Miyoka, you're probably not aware that you are a third-generation crafter.
Third. That's that it?
I'm not sure if my grandma made too much stuff, but third, yes.
Wonderful. That's exciting. Yeah, that's why it's really ingrained in my genes.
Yeah. So my mom is a crafter, and she does all sorts of things, knitting, a little bit of knitting, lots of crochet, and
Grandma taught me how to
quilting,
quilt. Yeah.
And a lot of things in between that she has just jumped in and full on done, like, what is it, tulle? Where you put several cards together and they're 3-dimensional. She's done that.
Yeah.
I can't even. So many things.
You think your craft room was good? Grandma's, before they moved to the place they're in now, was like, if you need any little thing, she had it. Yes. Has it. Probably still has
I probably
it.
have it now.
Mom has it now.
I have the collection.
So it's
very... Congratulations, third-generation crafter.
Thank you. Hopefully I pass it on again, too.
Yeah. We'll see.
So we've been, just enjoying a little bit of snowshoeing and getting outside into the winter weather because it's not so crunchy and gross. We actually have some fresh, fluffy snow. I've been working a lot. Just something about COVID that people are extra tense and... I find people, I'm a registered massage therapist, so I find people are either sore from sitting around doing not a lot, sore from going out and doing a lot because they don't want to sit around, or just in general that overall stress tension. And so I'm seeing my clients a little bit more often than I normally do, and keeping my self-care in mind and just not overworking myself, because that happens so easily when you are full of empathy and caring and you just want everyone else to feel better and you forget how you feel at the end of the day.
Yes, you just put yourself out there and help help people out, and that's I think that's a part of our overall nature.
So just lots of work, cooking.
We had a really nice dinner last night.
Yes, we did.
Got takeout from the local sushi restaurant. Oh my goodness.
I think I had a very, very late breakfast. In the Okanagan here, I guess in British Columbia in general, we do have a lockdown mandate that we are not supposed to be with anyone outside of our household. Our household. And we've just been, because we live just down the road from mom and dad, we've been in each other's bubbles and homes throughout this whole, I guess the first couple months last spring we didn't.
Yeah, we didn't see each other then.
Yeah, and so we're just really careful what's going on. I'm able to screen everybody that I see. I was fully masked up, everything. So that's why we're able to enjoy each other's company and have dinner together and whatnot. And so it just, thankful for that. And
we've been very healthy and no problems whatsoever.
No, so. We've been really good. Actually haven't caught a cold at all this year, which is surprising. Or this season, I guess. Normally I've had at least one or two with people coming in with sniffles and stuff like that. So that's just a blessing.
So they're saying that if you do have any symptoms of a cold whatsoever, because we are not seeing each other, the colds are not going around. So if you have those sniffles or any kind of symptoms, go and get tested. Stay at home. Yeah, and make sure that you do not have COVID to pass it on to others.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
we're being very cautious. So enough COVID talk.
Sorry. Yeah, I just wanted to say.
we have to touch base on that.
I just wanted to explain, because I know that if you're seeing this from outside or you're not sure what's going on, we're clearly not from the same household. So I just wanted to explain what was happening and how we are able to do that, that we're not breaking any rules and we are being very, very safe outside of our bubbles.
Yes.
Bubble.
Yeah.
Bubble. Yeah. So yeah, just that was my tummy. There we go. I had a late breakfast. I think we should roll into some knitting.
Let's do knitting.
I think we should roll into some knitting, because that's what you came here for, right?
Yes.
Right.
So, what are you wearing?
I am wearing. What are you wearing? Are you asking me?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
What am I wearing? I am wearing my Felix pullover by Amy Christoffers, and I love it. It
Beautiful.
Is. I have to stand up a little bit so you can see it. It is very, very nice yarn. It is. Isn't that pretty? That blue, etc.
Gorgeous.
It is from our local yarn store. A twist of yarn. It's called Rowan Felted Tweed. And the color is treacle, Treacle. Treacle. And I call it plum. So I love it. It's very rustic, but with this detail of the lace, it just makes it so feminine. And it is a very loose weave, or loose fabric. But I'm hoping that, I haven't blocked it yet because I just want to wear it.
It feels like it would be toothy and tweedy, but it's actually quite soft.
It is. It's a little bit. I'm expecting that when it is had a bath, that it will be soft and bloom.
But it's been so.
All these words, bloom used to be a word, or is a word for flowers, but it's now we use it for our yarn.
Yarn, yes.
So it's really comfortable. It's not too hot, which that was a big thing for me, because I would have a long sleeve shirt underneath, and then I just need it loose.
Especially if it is kind of itchy on your skin at all, too.
Yeah. Well, it is a little bit in here, but I'm thinking that'll relax a little bit. So I'm very pleased with it. Very pleased. And I pretty much followed the pattern. And I just love that. I've been wanting to do that
really
lace
nice
pattern for a long time. Yeah.
Kind of out of your color palette.
Yeah, I've gone into a little bit more purplies, but I've been not that fond of purples in the past. So out of my comfort zone, and I'm enjoying it.
You saw our knit stack. You saw how very monotone and boring I am.
But not today. You're not boring because you got some color. Tell us what you
Even
got
though it's
going
not
on.
mine. This is the Night Shift Shawl by Andrea Mowry. So at the end of our knit stack, I kind of showed this one out really quick, and I was trying to keep it under wraps, keep it secret for quite some time as a surprise. But this is actually either this one or the second one is a gift for Mom.
Haven't decided.
Yeah,
yet.
we haven't decided yet. And I'll show you in my whips what's going on with the second one. But this is all knit out of Malabrigo Rio. I can take it off, but it was kind of hard to get it up here and tighten up because it needs to be blocked. So I've got it tied pretty tight. But you can kind of see some of those amazing colors that are happening in there.
Oh, it's just
I really recommend this
and
mosaic knitting.
The screen's not doing it justice.
No, our color's a little wonky today, but it's amazing. I think honestly, I think I have it on backwards, but I don't.
No,
That's
you
good.
don't.
Yeah. Yeah, Night Shift Shawl. She does have a Night Shift cowl as well, but it's mosaic knitting, so you're only ever holding one strand of yarn at a time. Color work. It's just so fast, beautiful.
And it's DK weight.
This is DK. Yeah, this
I
is
wonder
a DK.
I guess if you went down a needle size or two and used fingering weight, it probably would be a lighter shawl.
A lighter, yeah, absolutely.
But it's gorgeous. The pattern.
Is this DK or is it fingering?
Oh, maybe it is fingering. I
might be
don't
fingering.
know.
Malabrigo Rios. I don't know. Find it on my Ravelry page. But and also because it hasn't been blocked, it's very dense because it's kind of like the way that the color work works together with the mosaic knitting. It kind of weaves itself together a bit, so it's very dense, and so that
stretch.
Also makes it quite warm and thick. But if you can kind of see just stretching it like that, it'll grow a ton.
Mm-hmm.
It'll bloom.
And
It'll be a lot bigger and easier to wear too. So,
and I'll model it sometime with my long.
Well, you put it on
the
last one, and it looks so good. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, things to look forward to.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the other thing I hadn't shown on the podcast specifically yet, just on our knit stack, was the finished City Limit sweater by Tanis Fiber Arts, Tanis Lavalley. Again, I'm really bad with blocking things. I think it's because it's cooler weather right now, and the room that I block things in, we turn the heat register off to it, and so
it takes
it would take
to
a
dry.
really long time, and I have a very naughty cat that would just curl up on it. It would be full of cat hair. So again, I need to block this, but I have worn it a couple times. I just need a little bit more length once it stretches out a bit there.
It's beautiful, and to see it up close, the colors, the color transition, and for Mioka, those colors are just gorgeous.
So I'm
gorgeous.
slowly breaking out of my comfort zone, but it's still very like.
You notice there's yellow in there. There's yellow in there. Speckles, yes. Yeah.
So again, that was a really awesome knit for myself, and it's just super fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So finished objects, that's... Oh, and say hi to Fancy Nancy. You haven't seen her in a while.
Fancy Nancy. Oh, she's looking good today. Yes. And do you want to talk about these two?
Have...
These cute,
I'm losing
cute
track
things.
of where I am here.
That's okay.
Perfect Newborn Socks by Tabitha Gandhi of the Hey Sister podcast.
Look at those teeny weeny,
They're so
teeny
sweet.
weeny, and that's leftover yarn.
This is leftover from this one here. Yeah. Because this takes, I think it's like under 20 grams it takes to knit a pair of socks, baby socks.
These are
They're
so
super
cute.
teeny tiny.
Yes.
I love them. It's for my soon-to-be nephew or niece. We don't know who is coming out of there, but the nickname is Ducky. And Ducky's going to get a pair of socks, and I thought that the little bit of orangey yellow one there was super sweet as well.
Yes.
So Ducky's going to get a pair of pants pretty soon and a pair of socks. So I'm going to pop those in the mail off to my sister and brother-in-law so that Ducky can be nice and warm. And I think it's a boy. In its it's the blue. In its new life.
New life, yeah. Excuse me.
So that's the perfect newborn socks.
Excellent.
My go-to for baby socks and scraps, essentially.
So I have finished objects. I have a few finished objects.
Yeah, you do.
You know that saying, so you're so far behind your first or you're ahead of yourself? Well, I've got that going on. Because in late November, I decided I am going to order some yarn from Fleece and Harmony in PEI,
Mm-hmm.
and a book from Arna and Carlos for their Christmas balls.
This was in November.
This was in November.
Keep in mind the Postal Service.
Yes. And I was like, oh, I'll make a couple of those for Christmas. And I was like, no, not going to happen. It came between Christmas and New Year's, which is fine. So I'm so far behind, I'm ahead. So I bought their book. I bought a whole bunch of their patterns.
55 Christmas balls to
Yes. And they have an Advent Calendar 2020 that I purchased online for patterns. And they had 9 bonus balls 2020. And they had 24 mini balls. So I am set. So here I go. 2021 Christmas. I've changed this pattern a little bit. So I have this Christmas ball. I'm learning color work. Working on learning color work. This one here. Whoops, they're wiggling too much.
To kind of
that one.
ball them right. A little
yeah, they need a little bit of work to get them. And this other yarn is a bobble something or other.
Scrubby yarn.
Creative Bubble, it's called. So yeah, and it's very red. So it looks orange here. Maybe I don't know.
Come back farther towards me. Back. There you go. You're getting redder.
Yeah, there we go. And so I've got 4 done. So this one is the mutton. They call it the mutton. And I made the eyes a little bit different because they looked skull-like. So I changed it around. So that's what it is when it's not got any stuffing in it. So I'm well on my way to 2021 Christmas. Here we go. And there's the yarn in my basket. Fleece and Harmony. Thank you, Jennifer and Kim.
No surprise what you're getting for 2021 Christmas, hey?
Could be, because you don't know what ball you're going to get.
I like this one.
Oh, you've got it picked out already. Oh,
and the color.
And the color. Well, we don't
Surprise. I like the color.
We'll see what happens. I'll keep you posted on that project.
Goodness.
So far, I've got 4 done for January, so that's pretty good.
The rocking horse is pretty cool, too, there.
And there's a bunch in the other patterns as well. So it's a really, really fun. Fast, that's what I'm doing. Oops, there goes my book. Fast and Furious. So that I've been enjoying that. And I guess we're moving on to whips. What you got for a whip?
Well, because that kind of was an FO/whip for you, right?
Yes.
I didn't want to leave what I was talking about this for too long because I'll just forget about it again. So, yeah. I had a gift certificate and a discount to our local yarn store, A Twist of Yarn. And at my birthday, they send out, naughty girls, they send out you a discount code for your birthday.
Mm-hmm. And if you're on a yarn diet, forget it.
But I had this, I had purchased this shawl when it had gone on sale by Andrew Mowry. Sorry, I smoothed the cursor off my face. And I've been wanting to knit it, and I think it would branch me out of my comfort zone in terms of color, and et cetera, et cetera. So I went and picked out all the colors. I've talked about it in a podcast before. And as I was knitting it and showing the colors and talking about it on the podcast, Mom just, I think we had to dab your drool a couple times.
Oh, go on.
Her eyes
that bad, but oh my goodness.
Big, and it's very much Mom's color palette. And as I was knitting it, I figured out, because it's Malabrigo Rios, that I am going to have enough for 2.
Ooh.
I'm definitely going to have enough for 2, or I'm going to have one massive shawl, because it's 6 skeins of 100 grams and whatever the other. It's a lot of yarn. Mm-hmm. And so once you get to know the pattern, you kind of modify it a little bit. Sorry, I have yarn in my eye.
Oh. Not a problem.
As usual. So very quickly, I decided that, I was going to give this one to Mom and keep knitting it for me, and then there would be a second one, and then I got distracted by other projects, and the second one didn't get completed.
Surprise.
So we have decided that I am knitting both, and once they are both done, Mom can then decide which one she likes the most, and then we'll go from there. So I have the second one started. I'm going to be kind of scrappy in terms of how I'm knitting it, just because the yardage is different for the first one. But here we go. So it's all the same colors at this point. A little bit more of that kind of caramelly burnt orange. Yeah. It's I call it my rusted rainbow because it's rainbow colors, but they've been kind of rusted, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I still have quite a bit of yarn left over to keep going with that. It is a mess in this bag. Let me tell you.
Well,
look at that. Because you're
getting away on you.
There's one more somewhere in here. Oh. 2 more. Yeah. So
those are the parts.
I still have a lot left.
Mm-hmm.
And I wound it up differently just because it was getting messier and messier. So I'm going to keep going. Mm-hmm. And I like to have a significant color block of the background color.
And this is the background color?
Like the kind of caramel gold there.
Yes.
And then you can see you switch out your other color. There's the blue, and then the green is the background. You switch out the other color for the in-betweens.
Mm-hmm. So you won't have enough to finish this?
So I don't quite have enough to finish this with what I have. So I have a couple different options. Okay, maybe we can decide now. Is this fingering or is this DK? I feel like it's DK.
It's DK.
Okay, so I brought this up because this is Malabrigo Rios as well, but this is definitely fingering. Yes. So that's out.
Do you have any labels in your bag? No.
Oh,
maybe it would help. Whoops.
Yeah.
Oh, the balls are getting away. Where's the kitty?
Worsted.
Okay.
Okay. So then I have this color is not. This is really, really deep dark.
Red.
There you
looks
go.
Orange. A little bit better. Yeah.
So that would work. This is okay. What's the difference between DK and worsted?
One's a little bit thicker. I think.
So then I have this in DK, and this is the colorway Moss by Happy Homes Fiber Arts. They are based out of the Kootenays.
Oh, yes.
And so I have 2 skeins of this, but I thought that would be very complimentary as well.
Mm-hmm.
Or I might just go to Twisted Yarn and actually buy.
I could purchase a couple.
Nope. I could go and get another gold or something because you really liked that color, didn't you?
Color, yeah. That's a good color for you too.
Mm-hmm. No, I do like it, but you can tell it wasn't my favorite when I first started. No, maybe this is when I finished. I can't remember.
So you have choices to make.
Yeah, can we get that ball so the cat doesn't get it?
It's right here. Excuse me, going down.
Just because it'll end up halfway across the house knowing him. So yeah, I've got some stuff to play around with. This is a great color. I think it would complement it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Especially if you hold it with, you can't see us. This is a great color. It would complement, especially if you hold it with something that has a little bit of it in it.
But I think you do need to get one more color from the store, at least one.
I was thinking more bluey green. That's just my natural response to what colors I like. So that is night shift number 2. I can't say it'll be done for you to wear this winter.
Something to look forward to for next year.
So I'm getting distracted with all the other things.
Well, winter's going to last a lot longer than we think it's going to. All our seasons seem to be starting later and ending later.
Massive bag that I made for sweater knitting, and then the winner of our last giveaway received one as well.
Hey,
Kathy? I can't remember her name.
Yeah.
So that's night shift whip number 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I have. I'm trying not to get too many projects on the needles because it just fogs my brain, and I just don't like to do that. So, as some of you have seen, my shepherdess socks with the yarn from shepherdess socks from Tracy Millar.
Yeah, from the Grocery
Girls. And this pattern is just really easy, really fun.
Let's show you a little bit closer so you can really get that detail of the texture in there. Yeah, that's so
You will see that when it's blocked. And it's funny because not all of these have the same amount of rows in between, but they're my socks. I don't care.
No one's counting.
And the yarn is left over from my rocket tee that I made, and it turned out so beautiful, and I had lots of yarn left over. And the yarn is from Amanda from Sweet Skein of Mine, and it is called Sweet Child of Mine. I'm not sure if she still is continuing to make this one, or she might again in the spring.
Our sweet Amanda broke her arm.
Yeah, her arm or her wrist?
I think it was her radius. She said her arm.
Yeah.
And so she's not dying a lot right now, and she's resting up, but she's knitting.
She's knitting with big
She's got
needles.
a great big pink cast on, and she's knitting.
Of course it's
so we love you so much, Amanda. We hope you heal up nice and fast, and really happy that your family is helping you dye yarn.
Yes, I was just going to say that.
Yeah, her daughter, yeah.
So continue on with the socks. I had done a tutorial because I have talked about reinforcing the sole of the sock. So I've done a tutorial. If you haven't already seen it, go on there. I've used some yarn that was on a roll.
Yeah, we explain everything in it, and it's called Linda's Sock Reinforcement Tutorial, and I will link it below for you.
So I've used this for the heel, and now I'm using half a yarn to put into this part. So I'll keep you posted and show you what it looks like, because I'm going to use this on the toe, because that's where I wear out my socks faster than any other spot on my sole. So
I like how you're doing it with the the heel, only like the heel and the toe, to actually make it look kind of
stronger.
Yeah, but like, you can see like slippers and stuff like that. They have like reinforcement of leather or whatever. So it's going to make it look kind of more of a stylish design.
Yeah, so here I've just done on just a few of the heel stitches. And then here I've added, right in this section here, I've added the second yarn to go out as half of the amount of stitches that are on my needles. So it's taking a little bit longer, but that's okay. And I've got all my little bits in here to...
all your pulled apart threads.
My pulled apart threads to add. So
yeah,
and my lovely bag that Miyoka made for me. And it works really good. Yes.
Yeah. Definitely check out that tutorial. I think you did a great job on it. We've had lots of great feedback. So if you are ever wondering about how Linda Mom does her reinforcement, that's all there for you in the last video.
And you'll see those lovely socks all set up so nicely. Absolutely. So, and I'm glad I finally was able to do that for you guys. So enjoy. Any questions, please let us know, and we'll go through whatever needs to be done and answer your questions. And I'd like to say hi to Judy. Judy, Autumn Acorn and her Magic Heel Socks. She's been working on, she's done a shout out for us. So hey, Judy.
Yes, she just did her last podcast, and I was able to catch it right before you came over. Actually, my hair was... And
congratulations on the way your business is going. You're doing wonders. We're really proud of you. Yay, Judy.
Yay, Judy. Another online friend. Another connection.
Yes.
Yeah, it's super cool to get to know her a little bit through the interwebs.
So what else you got here, Miyoka? It looks lovely.
So as soon as I cast off the City Limits, I just get that itching of like, I want a sweater. Like, this one fits so good. It's so lovely. I want a sweater. I tried wearing this to work one day, and I brought an extra shirt because it's quite thick. It's 2-fingering held together. And I am so thankful I did. A, because it needs to be blocked and that it was a little bit short, so I feel like I kept tugging it down on my waist. B, I was cooking, and it's just too warm. And so I basically decided at that point that I needed something thinner and lighter as a sweater that I could wear to work. So I have fallen in love with the Pearl Soho linen quill. Caddy Jacks introduced it to me through their half wrap cal, half and half triangles wrap. So I bought it for that. I've got that started. But this is called the Lightweight Raglan Pullover by Pearl Soho. It is a free pattern on their website. I'll link that below for you. So I found this pattern, and it called for this yarn, and I just happened to have 3 skeins in it. So
she stole it from another project.
From a different project. I hadn't even touched this colorway yet. I was still working on the black kettle black. So salt and pepper. This is supposed to be the other half of my half wrap cal, and it's not. So I've started it, and I'm actually really happy I did because I'm really enjoying this color. This is called Salt and Pepper and then Linen Quill.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful, and it is such a lovely drape. Like I said, I just fell in love with the yarn and the fabric that it created for me, because it's wool, alpaca, and linen blend.
Oh, that's very interesting. So
I think I have a little bit of two. Yeah, you have the kind of orangey red one.
It's going to be a sweater as well. But
careful, I might steal it.
Nope.
It's not my color. It's not my color. So, very similar to the Ranger cardigan that I did for my husband, Matt. You start the sleeves first.
Oh, that is half the battle, doing the sleeves.
I love it because it's so easy to do a sleeve, and you go round and round and round, away you go, get your increases, etc. And then you get your sleeves done. So then when you're doing the rest of the body, so here's my sleeves.
There you go. Look at you go.
Yeah, and I stopped at the end of the increasing just because I would like it to be a little bit more 3/4 length for work, so I don't have to roll it all up.
Yeah.
So now I have started the body.
Oh, yeah, just to start. And it's from bottom up?
Bottom up, yeah. Just started the body, so I think I'm like 2 or 3 rounds around on that. And I've got
what size needle? Is it a 3?
US 4.
Yeah.
So it's quite fine yarn, fingering.
A tighter knit.
And a little bit of a tighter knit, but that's what I wanted, was just that really beautiful fabric. And what was I going to say too? This technique.
Oh,
it's escaping my mind of what it's called right now.
It's a little bump. What is it?
You basically knit 8 rounds straight, and then you go back 4 purl bumps below, pick up that stitch. And this is all free on the thing, so I'm not telling you anything that's paid for. 4 purl bumps below, pick up that stitch, put on your needle, and knit them together. So it creates this
really nice little kind of an I-cord, but not an I-cord.
Even showing. You just get this bump right on the edge of your sleeve.
That's really nice.
And it just gives you a cuff almost.
A really nice edging. I bet you would wear it really well.
Yeah. And because it's stockinette, it's not going to roll with that.
Oh, that's a big. Yeah. And that's at the top too?
I believe it's at the top as well. And then I'm just doing the...
Is it at the bottom?
Bottom hem. And so you have to do 8 rounds and then pick up and do it again. I want to find what it's called. Do you want to... So anyway, that's lightweight Raglan pullover by Pearl Soho. Linen and quill. You could use whenever you want. I just highly recommend doing the linen quill.
Yes, and on my project, I'm going to use 2 strands together, so that should be interesting too. So I'll keep you posted on what
cording stitch.
Cording stitch.
Cording stitch. Yeah, so it makes a bit of a cord at the bottom. Yeah,
very nice. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about that. This was the project that I just needed to put the sleeves on hold and pick up the thing, and it took me 4 days to sit down and do it.
So, whips. What else have I got? Work in progress. Oh, I have a gift knit. I have 3 daughters.
Do you?
I have 3 daughters. 2 of them I've made sweaters for. 1 I haven't. This one. So, she has been looking all over on the internet, on Ravelry, for a sweater, and she's been...
I actually had this pattern for myself, and it was intended to be my next knit. But it's going to be warmer, so I went with the lightweight one.
Rug by Juko Okamoto. And because there's Japanese heritage in her family, I'm like, yay! So it's the rug, and I'm using Drops Air. And I was looking at the back of Drops Air, and they've got lots of different kinds of patterns and stuff that...
look at that.
Yeah, and different kinds of yarns. So I don't think this is... If you can see that there, look at all those details. So, yeah, and the yarn is just amazing. I have not started knitting it.
Because what does she suggest you use? This is a free pattern, you guys.
Is it?
Yes, it's a free pattern.
Oh, okay.
Rug is a free pattern.
She suggests Zelana yarn. And from, I don't know where it is, TUI.
Zelana homepage.
Anyways, the yarn is so light and fluffy. Miyoka has chosen. It's like, okay, we're making that decision. Order it from the local yarn store. Miyoka, go pick it up, please.
I'm on my lunch break. This
so
is oatmeal.
Oatmeal. And
navy.
Navy. Now look at the fluff and fuzz. And this is a yarn that is kind of blown in.
Yeah.
So it is alpaca and 65 alpaca, 28 polyester, and 7 wool. And it is so light and fluffy. Feel how soft it is? Next to your skin, you'll be able to wear that.
Oh, I know.
Okay, settle down.
Can I have a couple of balls and just tuck them up in here? So this is going to be the background.
Yes.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, and
Contrast.
a little bit out of her comfort zone, but there
really.
we go. And so I've done a tension swatch. So this is the little bit thicker or larger needles and the smaller needles, and I'm going to go with the smaller ones. So
yeah,
that'll make a really nice fabric. But I am going to finish my socks first before I go on to this.
And we're going to modify it a little bit because the rug is a one size pattern. It's quite a boxy fit, which I don't mind, but I just don't think it's super flattering to my body type.
shape?
It just makes me look bigger than I need to. So we're going to modify it a little bit in terms of fit.
Yes,
right?
we're gonna start out and just try on because we can do that because it's top down.
And I just wanted to mention to Drops Air, if you are ever looking for a pattern or ever working on a pattern that calls for Woolfolk Fur, which is the very similar kind of cotton. Is it cotton? What was it?
No, alpaca.
Alpaca. I'm not too sure the content or the makeup of the Woolfolk Fur, but it's like the tube, the kind of.
It's kind of a woven with some
tube,
yarn
and then
inside
something
of
been
it.
blown inside it. So Woolfolk Fur. I believe I'm saying that right. Is it far?
I don't remember.
I'll look it up again. It's. I would say Drops Air is a definitely more affordable option.
If that's something that you need to be concerned about. And it looks like it. The washing instructions are pretty much what you would use for any kind of garment.
Not far.
Hand wash. Don't use too much detergent. Wash inside out. Don't let the garment soak. Don't use fabric softener. Gentle agitation only, if anything, and lay flat to dry.
I'm correcting myself. Woolfolk Luft.
Oh, there you go. Yes.
Luft has I can kind of see it a little bit there. See how it's got that chainette construction and then it's been blown into it. So this is Woolfolk Luft, and the Drops Air is almost exactly the same.
You can't really see it.
We'll just get really, really close, I wonder.
Maybe
You can kind of see that a little bit. It's got the very same construction with that chain. I'm not saying it right. How do they describe it? A bulky, lightweight miracle chainette tube. The Luft is cotton, and then the merino lace fleece is blown into it, essentially.
You kind of see it here.
Yeah, I've done my.
It's really hard to see.
I've done a couple hats with it, and it's amazing. So, just price point wise, yeah.
So it may not be done this winter either.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yes. So that's all I have for.
Okay, and the only other thing I have, and I've talked about, but I have done a little bit more on it, is the half and half triangles wrap, again in the linen quill. So this is part of the Caddy Jack's Knits half wrap cal, and I stole the needles for something else, so it's the US 4. This is Kettle Black, so this is half my color, and the other half was supposed to be the salt and pepper, which I might order more salt and pepper, or I might go with a different color now. I'm really liking the mushroom color.
Oh, that's nice.
It's just a really simple, beautiful shawl. And calls for
it's
3
huge,
skeins
though,
of each. Yeah.
It's big.
Monotonous. But it's okay.
Mesmerizing.
Yeah. Just,
I
think I talked about it before, but it's one of those ones where it's garter. Mm-hmm. So you knit and knit and knit and knit and knit. And then they throw in some German short rows and you flip around and back and forth. But the whole concept behind it is just this calming, meditative knit, and when you get to your stitch marker to your short wrap and turn around, you just take your
deep breath,
inhale, exhale the negative and the bad, and you turn around and you knit back. And don't hold your breath in between that.
No.
So I have enjoyed that, and I will complete it. I thought about taking it out and using the black because that is more my color, but I'm already a skein and a half in. And I just thought that's bonkers to do that. So
You'll have us time to be able to do it, and you'll be in the right space, or that's wrong space, which means you won't want to do anything complicated.
Yeah, I find if I have anything that's super stressful in my life and bothering me, that especially with like my Kyler shawl that I finished, I just turn on some binge watch TV series and I just knit, and all of a sudden the TV series is over and the shawl is done and I feel better. The problem that I'm working through is done, or I've come to conclusion of what I need to do, and it's just, and I have this beautiful shawl that reminds me of my strength and my persistence. This was not one of them, but yeah. And so every time I wear my Kyler, I feel like a really strong, I almost want to cry, but like I feel like a really mentally strong person, and I've conquered something, and that shawl shows me that I can do it.
Yes, it's a reminder.
Yeah. Yeah. So
it's amazing how when we do knit our different garments at different times in our lives and different periods that either are happy or sad, or like Miyoka's gone through a bit of a
I can just explain it because I've talked about it a couple times. I had a lump in my breast, and I had some pain with it, and I had to go in for a couple ultrasounds. The doctor wasn't too sure what it was. This was 2019 December, right around Christmas time and everything, and the doctor was concerned about what it was. I'm only 31 now. I was 30 at the time. And so it was just scary, and the C word came up. And I was really concerned, and it was hard until we got some final results and stuff. So everything is fine. I don't have cancer of any sort at that point. It was just a cyst that had become somehow infected with a sweat gland, and caused, So I had antibiotics and a bunch of different stuff, and the cyst is still there. It does bother me every now and then. But it just encouraged me as a young person, call me naive, to think that I could never get breast cancer. And it really opened my eyes, and a lot of people in my life, that doesn't matter what age you are, you can. I don't have it. I'm very safe, but check your boobs.
Yeah.
Check your girls.
Yeah. Make sure that they are on point.
Yeah. And the earliest that you can detect it, the better. And your doctor is amazing. The healthcare system is incredible. No matter where you are, they will take care of you. And find yourself a shawl to knit through it if you need to. So that's just what was happening then.
Don't wait.
It's been over a year now. Everything is fine. I didn't share it at the time, but just as I was working on my Kyler shawl, that's what I was processing and trying to figure out what was happening with me. And it was very scary. So
there you
tangent.
Go.
Sorry.
Tangent.
But I'm healthy. I'm good. Yeah.
But when you have a knit and reminds you of a place or a space where you were in, and so
check your girls.
Check your girls. Yeah, and just keep on knitting.
Yeah.
Knit through it. Yeah. Knit through it. It will help you. It's good therapy. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. That wasn't easy.
Well, it's just I think I've mentioned a couple of times that I was going through stuff or whatever, and so I'm comfortable sharing it because I feel through knowledge you do better and are better and are stronger. And there is a lot of people that have gone through it who don't talk about it. And it is important to discuss.
But maybe they're not
health.
Comfortable talking.
Maybe not. No,
yes,
but find someone that you maybe are comfortable with, whether it be your doctor or your family or a friend, because mentally going through something alone is really, really difficult. And I wear my emotions and my heart on my sleeve, so a lot of people in my life know exactly what's happening all the time.
It's pretty easy to read. I can read her pretty good, and sometimes it's just, okay, she needs space, and just leave her alone. She'll come around.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So just my very long tangent about knitting, but that's part of knitting for me, is just working through difficult things that you don't know the outcome of. And very special projects and what they mean when you wear them every time. So every time I put on my Kyler, I just feel like a super strong, badass woman that conquered a cyst.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And also if you're doing gift knits, well, there's going to be a lot of love in that rug sweater, because that's going to be a special one for this girl. And I think I might make it a little bit bigger than she would expected. So we'll see what happens.
Someone's hoping for a grandbaby.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
We all are.
So we'll see what goes on there.
Yeah,
so I'm all done. Or you have any more things
all
to
I
talk
have
about?
for knitting, really. I don't really have anything new to show in terms of like what I'm going to cast on because I have some bigger projects that I would like to complete.
Mm-hmm.
We do have a few babies due in our family. I have 3 sister-in-laws who are expecting, and we finally were able to share the news of the third. So
yes.
yay!
So, yes.
And so I have a lot more socks happening, a couple more little baby cardigans, and I actually want to show this really quick. I didn't sew these. A client of mine did, and she passed along the pattern.
Oh my goodness.
And she sent these home with me just to, when I'm working on the pattern, to have a guide. So look at these.
Aren't those just the cutest?
Gosh.
They're not very big at all.
They're not big at all.
So
They're just
little.
the cutest, teeniest little
and
things.
Soft.
And she gets her little label in the back there.
Those are so cute.
Isn't that cute? So this is just a bamboo jersey, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And so she can't even remember where she got the pattern from, but I'm going to sew a couple pairs of pants, baby pants for the family members and stuff. And so the pair is going to get very similar to these.
Oh, that's
for little
wonderful.
Ducky, who's on his, I keep saying he, I think it's a boy.
Ducky
is on their way to us soon. So, yeah.
That's what you've been doing.
That's what I'm going to get going on.
And
which I have some questions for you in terms of should I use the serger or straight stitch or...
I will be your knowledge in helping you with that.
So you probably won't see them. I'll take a picture because they'll be off in the mail before we come back, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And as far as acquisitions, I've got some knit crate things that came through, but I am on a yarn diet.
Oh, I know what I wanted to say.
Oh.
I wrote it on the first page and I forgot.
There you go.
The Knit Social, so Knit City, has gone virtual, right?
Oh, that's right. Yes.
And
Vancouver. Knit City
Vancouver. Knit City West, I think they call it.
Okay.
East is Ontario?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay,
yes.
West. Yeah. Geography. So I have signed up for the Caitlin French Guide to Planting and Growing a Dye Garden. I believe it's sold out, but I will put the link below for Knit City because there are other classes. And just the beauty of COVID, if you could find beauty in it, is this beautiful virtual presence that everyone has accomplished. And instead of having to go to Vancouver originally, I know we talked about going last year to Knit City.
To go this year, and of course we can't now, everything has gone online. And so instead of having to be in person and signing up for the course, I am able to sit at home in the comfort of my home and watch it on Zoom. Mm-hmm.
So the one that I chose to take is, planning and designing a dye-friendly garden.
Ooh.
And I'm so excited. So that
I
is
don't
next.
want to go down that rabbit hole.
There's
I'll
like
watch.
how many feet of snow out right now? So,
but this is the time to plan for your garden
and order
get your
seeds.
and
She gives
stuff.
us a link of different seed suppliers, etc. And so I'm excited. That's next Saturday, February 6th, that I'm going to be taking that. It was really cost effective for me to do it. I got a bunch of notes that I'm going to do, get my hardiness zone and all that different stuff organized. So I'm going to be doing that. And I'm really excited to share what I learn and to get some seeds and plant some stuff for hopefully some natural dyeing.
And Caitlin French, I've been following her on Instagram. Okay. Yes, and she's from Vancouver Island. And she dyes yarn, and she's just a really incredible woman.
Yeah.
And she also makes, she collects soil and different types of geography, of that kind of stuff, and makes pigment with it and makes paints. She's really smart.
Yeah.
And she's
that makes
the
sense.
Same gal. Yeah.
So I've got that coming up. I'm excited for it. I'm also kind of like, okay, just watch it, learn. Don't jump on the horse of ordering things. However, I do believe that after everyone has received the information of where to order, it might get sold out quickly.
Yes.
So that's probably why we were looking yesterday, some stuff was sold out.
Oh.
But there's also, because it's in the States for some of the seed orders, we may not be able to receive it in Canada. However, knowing the name of the plant, we could possibly source a Canadian seed
company.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Madder is definitely one on my list that I would like to try.
Yes. And there's indigo.
Yeah.
There's
yeah. So learning some more about that. And then the other thing I wanted to say too is, did you get the email from A Twist of Yarn?
I tried. Yeah, I did, and I was like I'm not looking.
Yeah, I did too, but there might be some of you out there that didn't get it. So pop online, A Twist of Yarn. It's in Vernon, British Columbia. It's our local yarn store. They have a Valentine's, what are they calling it? Valentine's, I'll look it up.
Kit of some sort.
Yes.
And it's beautiful.
Give some love, get some love. We're here to celebrate you and yarn and candy. And you can't forget about the candy. So they're dyeing because they have their
Color Adventures
dyeing.
That's what they call them.
So they're dyeing some colorways, especially Heart of Flutter. Look at that speckle.
Oh, yes.
Sweetheart.
Mm-hmm.
And Sweet Admirer.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And then they have stitch markers.
Stitch markers that are locally made.
And candy.
And
candy locally made.
Candy. And then they are showing a bunch of different patterns that you can do with these. So you have until, sorry, I'm reading off my phone here.
February
5th, I believe.
Yep, there it is right there.
If you are needing your box shipped, you will need to have your order in by February 5th, 2021. So I will put the link below of everything you can find. It is Sweet Sock Yarn Kit. Sweet Sock Yarn. In each kit, you'll get a skein of Merino Light and a limited of 3 edition colorways you can choose. You will also get a stitchable stitch marker and a sweet treat. They partnered with a local company called Sweet Hoopla to offer gourmet gifts. And it just looks amazing. We're on a yarn diet, we're not doing it, but we love Our Ladies of the Twist of Yarn. We love color adventures, and just this is the cutest thing. So I saw the pink and thought of Amanda from Sweet Skein of Mine.
Oh yeah,
pink everywhere. I love it. So again, you have until February 5th. So today's the 31st.
31st today, so
2021. So we have a few days to order. They're doing pre-order, so I don't think there is a limited amount. And then if you are local and you don't know about this already, you have until, I think, after the 5th to pick it up.
Yes.
Yeah. So check it out.
And the yarn is beautiful. They've got beautiful bases.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I have used their yarn for a couple different projects now.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that was the last couple things that I wanted to say. Like I said, made little notes about it, of what's coming up in the knitting world for us.
So thank you so much for coming along with us on our journey.
Man, we did a good one today.
Yeah, up and down for sure. Yeah.
I'm going to go and eat some lunch because my stomach is growling at me.
Yes, I have to go make some beet borscht.
That sounds good.
For maybe not this lunch, but supper and go for that snowshoe and
I think I'm going to do a roast
air
for dinner tonight. My husband's out fishing with his brother, so I'm going to do a roast for dinner. With
not going to get fish if you go to the Maple Lake. Skunk Lake.
I don't know. They might. Nick's got good luck.
Yes.
His brother's got good luck. So I'm going to do a roast and some Yorkshire pudding, I think.
Maybe you should come over here for dinner.
You have to fight him for the roast.
Roast, yes. And today, Miyoka has decided to put all her cookbooks underneath
I don't know
the camera here, and I keep looking down to see what books they are. They look really interesting.
You really like this one.
Yes.
3 times a day.
3 times a day, simple and stylish. Anyways, that's going off on another tangent.
The thing we normally have the computer on to lift it up is like a wooden box, and it's actually quite uneven. I don't know if you've noticed in other if we touch the table, it wobbles around. I can't edit that out, so I said let's just use the cookbooks. You like the Magnolia Table by Joanna Gaines too. She's got some good stuff. Anyway, let's sign off.
Carry on your knitting.
Yes.
Enjoy life as much as you can. Do what you can. Be kind to yourself.
Please remember, like and subscribe. The amount of people that we get to hear from and connect with is just overwhelmingly wonderful. Tell us where you're from. Drop a comment. What do you want to see? What do you want to know? You said you had a couple questions?
I think I asked them already.
Okay, we're good.
Yes.
Okay, so we're good.
It's like, are you wearing your knits?
Yeah.
Now's the time to wear your knits. It's sweater weather.
Because there's a difference between knitting something and wearing what you knit.
Yes, I have a couple that I haven't worn yet this winter, especially my skirt, and I should get it out. But I got new boots. I got some new boots. I got some Blundstones. Little Christmas spending money.
Now we're
onto my feet. Yes, we are rambling. Okay. Anyways, we should say
thank you.
Goodbye, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us.
Wonderful day. Enjoy your knitting.
Thanks for coming along. Bye-bye.
Bye.